Hey there, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Samara Lynn here with Sascha Segan, and we have a interesting and cool show for you today. We're going to start with the top talked about tech news. We're going to show you the one cool thing that one of us is working on in the lab, and we're going to answer a reader question. So let's just get right to it. Our first news story, Sascha, is Verizon had amazing quarter end results, or they're just doing fantastic.
Yeah, it's clear who are the winners and who are the losers in the wireless market in the US right now. Verizon and T-Mobile are the winners, and AT&T and Sprint not doing so well on the mobile phones. AT&T is growing in customers, but they're mostly tablet customers. So Verizon notched 1.6 million new customers, which is really impressive. You know, T-Mobile has also gotten 1 million, I think, in the past quarter. AT&T and Sprint are really struggling, flanked by this really aggressive low-cost provider, and then Verizon, this really aggressive quality provider.
Wow. And also there's something about well, T-Mobile gained all of these other subscribers. Did you just mention about that? Can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, T-Mobile.
If Verizon is dominating so much, how is that playing out?
Because there's 4 players, and this is why there needs to be 4 players to really have competition, because you can have more than one winning at any given time. The carrier that really seems to be suffering right now is Sprint. They're in the middle of a major upgrade cycle. They neither have T-Mobile's momentum nor Verizon and AT&T's really blanket nationwide coverage. So a lot of people are apparently leaving them for these other carriers. Now, Verizon has also made some other moves recently. They have a new 250 meg smartphone plan, which is $60, trying to show that they aren't all about expensive bills. But they've also shortened the upgrade cycle on their Edge plan, which allows you to upgrade your phone as often as you want, to 1 month as long as you pay off half of the phone every time. So that reinforces the idea of Verizon as the ultimate luxury provider for people for whom money is no object. So Verizon's kind of hitting on all cylinders right now. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see next year, especially as Sprint completes their network upgrade, whether Sprint can become competitive again.
Yeah, they're dominating right now the wireless space. So now our second news story, HP is bringing back Windows 7. That's kind of foreboding about Windows 8 success, but Sascha, you want to tell us?
So it turns out that HP, Dell, Lenovo have all been offering Windows 7 models for a while. They never stopped offering Windows 7 models. But what's interesting now is that HP is now heavily advertising their Windows 7 models and saying, back by popular demand, up to $150 off, have some Windows 7. This really shows that Windows 8 is starting to look like the new Vista. It's starting to look like a mess for Microsoft.
Yeah, and there's a couple of resurrected or being pushed desktops and devices that we had liked in the labs, like the NV15 laptop, and Dell and Lenovo are also pushing some of these machines.
Yeah, the 3, we like 3 of the 5 machines HP is pushing right now. The NV Phoenix gaming box is $1,000 with the discount. 4th generation Core i7, 8 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive, Blu-ray. They have a $779 NV15 laptop. They have a $700 NV700 sort of general purpose productivity computer. If you want desktop computing without any of that Windows 8 touchscreen Metro nonsense, go for these. They look good.
There you go. Check out some of those deals. And now our third story for the day. This always irritates me when the story pops up. The worst password list strikes again. Sascha, what are people going to get the idea about strong passwords?
I think that the entire concept of passwords is sort of broken. That every site you go to on the internet wants you to invent some password, and our minds just can't hold that information. I mean, people say strong passwords, but pretty often people think that that means unrememberable passwords, and so you end up writing down the passwords on a Post-it? And now, there are solutions for this. I mean, Samara, you're a security person. What are some of the common mnemonic solutions you use so that you don't have some of these bad passwords?
Well, I mean, they always tell you do substitutions of, alphanumerics. Like you take a word and you substitute, like I'll use let's say my pet's name, but I won't spell out the pet name. I'll substitute an I for a 1, or just do these little tricks that make it harder to guess passwords. I mean, really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is pretty inexcusable.
Now, though, you have to wonder whether these are just the passwords people enter for sites where they're kind of saying, making a statement, we don't think we should even have to log in here. Like, I look at these top bad passwords. The top 5 are 123456, password, 12345678, QWERTY, and ABC123. And what those say to me is, I don't see why I need a password for this site. Can you stop asking for one?
This makes me nuts. And this is why, if you're an IT pro, you actually have your users change their password every so often. They hate it, but you have to have some security in it. It should extend to websites and all these other cloud services too. It's just a subject that makes me crazy.
You know, I currently can't log into our one of our production servers.
Really?
Yeah, I was supposed to change my password, and it's kind of stuck there.
See that? But that's good. That means the system is working. Anyway, so right now we do have a reader question. I guess I'll read this. Pierre asks via YouTube, do we think Microsoft will allow the Surface 2 to be upgraded to Windows 9? And then would it be equivalent to a Surface Pro? That's interesting.
That's interesting. I mean, we know so little about Windows 9 right now. I think the Surface 2 will be upgradable to some form of Windows 9.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't they do
But
that?
I think you're still going to have that ARM versus x86 app break. Because you can emulate ARM on x86, but it's a lot harder to effectively emulate x86 performance on ARM. So it won't be equivalent to a Surface Pro because it's still not going to run all of those legacy apps.
Right.
And you're never going to have that legacy app experience on these ARM tablets. Now, by the time Windows 9 comes around, though, there may be enough apps able to run on ARM that it'll be less meaningful. Like, this is 2015 we're talking about. This is the fog of war. Like, I don't think we can say any of this for sure, but I still don't think you should buy a Windows RT, Windows on ARM product right now. I think there's just too much uncertainty, and there are too many things that don't work properly.
There you go. Well, I just know Threshold, the code name for Windows 9, is going to have to pop to redo some of the bad publicity of Windows 8. So now for our one cool thing. And
I love how you said it was something that somebody was testing in the labs. You know, like you're bent over, you know, some sort of like a server coding it or something. Okay, testing. What is this thing you're testing?
So I'm actually testing it now. This is a Halo E-Cig. It's called a Triton tank. And I've started testing some E-Cigs. They're just really hot products, and it's just a personal reason. I'm really trying to transition from analog cigarettes to electronic cigarettes.
And until April, you can smoke them inside
That's right.
in New York City.
Right, so I'm smoking them right now while we can. But of course, this is vaping, and this is not advocating PCMag for E-Cigs. There's still a lot of study to be done. But if you're interested in vaping or you want to transition, check out the Halo. It's real stylish. You can see I love the way it looks. The E-Juice, the vape, tastes delicious, and it has just enough nicotine content to really keep me off the cigarette craving.
Now, how much does this cost?
Now, the whole kit is about $60, so they have some pretty good deals on their site, and they have like memberships, and they have coupons and deals.
And how many of these different E-Cig models have you reviewed so far?
I think I've done about 5 or 6. So the tanks are a new system for us for reviewing, so watch out for that review.
So is this our editor's choice?
Yeah, this is the review isn't up yet, but yeah, this is a winning E-Cig as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, great. Well, if you're interested in smoking indoors in New York State for the next 4 months, please take a look at Samara's E-Cig reviews on PCMag.com. That's it for PCMag Live today. We'll be back tomorrow with more hot tech news, more cool products, and more entertaining stuff for you. Thanks a lot for watching.
Bye-bye.